because, like, it's still not high enough.
He can't jump.
Nope, he also can't grab onto ledges.
That is so frustrating.
There we go. That's how you do it.
I feel like Boy's just getting lazy at this point.
I know. It's like, come on, use your upper arm strength.
He's like, I could, but I think I'm going to have Blob.
All right, pups. Welcome back to A Boy and His Blob. All right, we continue. We're really paving out the map here.
Getting that map done.
Yep. Well, this is just World 1.
So we've been making a lot of Boy and His Blob jokes, like off camera.
Oh, yeah?
Because Boy is just like, Blob!
Oh, yeah.
And I just want, by the last level, for Blob to just be like, what? Like,
what do you want from me?
What?
So look, I made an anvil. Brought to you by Acme.
I feel like the little inky Blob was just like, yay, freedom, yay, death.
I'm free, dang it. My entire family used to just watch those clips over and over. We found it was the funniest thing of that old man in Hunchback just being like, I'm free, oh, dang it.
The irony.
He's just so genuine. I'm free, oh, dang it.
Part of me loves, like, Disney's old people. Because even, like, the old guy from Emperor's New Groove, I threw off his groove.
That's the voice of Piglet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I threw out his groove, and he threw me out the window. Don't throw off his groove.
Don't throw off his groove.
Ready?
I'm sorry, but you threw off the Emperor's groove. Sorry. That movie went through so many rewrites, and it was actually, I want to say DreamWorks upping them on the competition that made them go more towards, like, the comedy.
Yeah?
And less towards another, like, coming-of-age
Serious,
story.
like,
Serious.
okay.
Very similar to, like, comedy elements, like Lion King, but the entire story is not just slapstick comedy.
Yeah. I think that movie is so underrated.
It's very funny.
Like...
Well, it was in an era where Disney was trying to find their footing of just like, okay, the Renaissance is not working anymore.
Yeah.
What do we do? And, like, ironically enough, it was a new Renaissance they had to do with Frozen.
Yeah.
Which I feel like Tangled should have got more credit for, but Frozen was just, I don't know if it was the perfect marketing, if it was just like, we got it now. If, like, Tangled, they're, like, still working out some kinks.
I think it's the storyline, because if you think about it, pretty much since Frozen, has there been a romance in these movies?
I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of the rest.
I don't think so. I don't think there has been, at least not for the main character. Like, it's different.
I skimped out on Raya. I've heard good things about Encanto, but I just don't have the oomph to give it a watch. Just because I have so many things on my list right now.
I'm not entirely sure, but from what I've noticed...
Like, Encanto's not a movie that I'm like, I have no interest. Like, whatever the fuck Star Wars is doing now, I'm just like, you do you. I'm clocked out.
But it's like, I feel like the reason that Tangled didn't get to be the beginning of that Renaissance is because it still follows the Disney-ish formula of, like, boy meets girl, you know, they fall in love, like... It's a little bit skewed, of course.
But it's the most well-developed.
Because I feel like it's the most realistic, though, because she is so innocent and, like, inexperienced, and Flynn is just the opposite.
Yeah.
And she's like, I trust you. And he's like, oh, God, you shouldn't. Like, and that's the first time that
It kind of inverts the Aladdin thing. Do you trust me?
He didn't get to smash.
No. So I can...
Oh, you can ride him.
Yep. I can ride on it.
Oh.
Because see all the spikes below?
Yeah.
He can walk on the spikes, but Boy cannot.
So Boy's like,
So I'll
I'm
make a
riding the
platform.
monster. Until Blob decides, like, okay, we're done.
Adventure! Ho! But no, you're right. I feel the biggest shame, and you've brought this up numerous times, is I feel Princess and the Frog would have done better if it was in the Tangled style.
But I love it. That is one of, like, my favorite princess movies.
Okay.
Just because it's fun, it's quirky. They don't like each other
It's well overdue for a rewatch in my book.
Yeah. Well, like, the main thing is they don't like each other for a large part of the movie, and they have to get to know each other through different difficulties, strife, like, they have different goals, and then it's like...
So it's like anime.
Yeah, kind of.
Where they
have to get to know each other before they fall in love, whereas all the other princesses are like, oh my god, rescue me. Like, Tiana's just like, I can rescue myself, thank you. Like, you can come along for the ride, I guess.
I mean, Beauty and the Beast, they don't like each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that one's considered like the best one. And I think that's the best example of it, is just like there is growth.
And I know like the main...
It goes through quickly.
And I know the main like qualm with that one is like, well, she was his captive. Yeah, shut up.
I can argue that though, because for one, she's only there for a night because she's just like, I can't spend another day here. Because Be Our Guest is like, she's hungry.
Yeah.
Because the first night
and then
she's
she
there,
runs away, and there's the wolf scene, and he rescues her. He saves her. And then that's when they have that like moment.
Not just that, he rescues her, but he collapses. So she has a choice.
Yeah, to go
bolt.
back or...
And she chooses to help him because this was the creature, the beast that saved her life.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's where the Stockholm Syndrome falls.
Yeah, it doesn't quite fit. And even if it was like, he's not
Gaston
letting
uses
her leave.
Stockholm Syndrome for like why she likes the beast.
Yeah. Well, even at that, like, even if she was, quote, held captive, like, she wasn't like locked in a dungeon. Like, when she goes to rescue her father is a captive. He's in a prison cell.
Yes.
And then like, he's like, go anywhere you want except this one room. Do not go here. And she's like, I'm gonna go there. But he like gives her free reign of the castle. Like, here, you know, this is your home now. Just please leave my personal space alone.
Yeah, whereas her father was in a cell.
Yeah, so I feel like
going to remain.
There's two different types of captivity. And
there's a very good article about like what, I don't know if it's an article or just like a shit post, but anyways, about what Stockholm Syndrome actually is, and it's represented by Disney. It's Tangled. It's also Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Where it's like, you're very clear, like, even in Tangled, when she's like, don't ever ask to leave the tower. And anytime, like, Mother Gothel says, I love you, she's talking to the hair.
Yes.
And I think it's best represented in Hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
When Frollo is like, and what are you? I'm a monster.
Very good.
You're telling me bitch can't jump that?
Nope. No, he can't.
Jesus,
Listen,
boy.
There's a lot of moments where I'm just like, oh, he can make that. I don't need to summon Blob. Nope. No, he can't.
Blob! What?
You ain't shit without me, boy! Remember that!
But really, Blob is doing all the work.
I bet this game
He's
would
kind
go,
of like Blue.
Yeah, quite well with the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends theme.
Yeah.
Just the way they move. See,
I mean, they kind of look similar. They're like the off-brand imaginary friend.
Which came first?
Probably Boy is Blob.
Well, this remake was done in 2009.
Remake.
The original was like 1989, I want to say. It was an NES game. Which apparently, if you think this is grueling, apparently the original is like very cryptic.
Oh.
Okay. That still didn't work.
We're just gonna stand on the anvil.
Because like, it's still not high enough.
And he can't jump.
Nope, he also can't grab onto ledges.
That is so frustrating.
There we go. That's how you do it.
I feel like Boy's just getting lazy at this point.
I know. It's like, come on, use your upper arm strength.
He's like, I could, but I think I'm going to have Blob do it.
Worthless little doofus, you couldn't do one single pull-up? So watch this. Haha.
Oh. Do you not have the ball anymore?
I think the ball was taken away from me.
Okay.
Because it strictly wants... This is like the tutorial for the anvil.
Yeah, it wants you to use the anvil.
Because, like, I'm hoping that later on, these levels are just going to, like, let you use all the jelly beans.
Why are they so cute?
I don't know.
They're like the little inky blob babies. Okay, I want one.
I want to make one.
Look at how cute it is.
Okay. Is it just because it's small?
I think it's because it's small and they have like short little limbs.
Okay.
They're just cute.
I'm trying to find like the common denominator and like things where you're just like, it's adorable.
I think it's like the things I find adorable. Excuse you, Wesker. Are you okay, bud? Yeah, he's better now.
Better than yesterday.
Oh, the poor puppers.
The poor pupper was emptying out of both holes.
Poor dog. He got sick. He was like gurgly in the morning. I was out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, standing outside in the snow. Because it snowed again. But yeah, I think the common denominator for things that I find the cutest are where they're like small and plump.
Plump? Okay.
But also kind of creepy.
Stubby with the limbs?
Yeah.
You like the stubby limbs?
The little stubby limbs.
All right, so here we go.
Oh, so that's his family?
Yep.
Okay.
So like he's using him as a reference.
Oh, so boy is like 2.
Maybe that's why he has no upper body strength.
He's like, I'm a baby.
I just got my hair.
He's like, I just learned how to do this.
So you thought he was like 9 or something?
Yeah, I thought he was like, okay, that kid might be like 4.
Okay.
4 or 5. Aww.
You don't like kids. I did not expect this reaction.
I mean, I don't like kids when they're annoying.
But no, they're using this for like points of reference to get the animation right.
Well, because you also like told me that you were like, listen, so there's going to be a video of the kid thinking that I was going to think it was like really creepy. And I'm just like, well, I mean, that's how art works. You should have a reference. Like, that's why I have my like drawing dolls so that I can like take a picture of them and use it as a reference for different movement and poses. So I don't think it's creepy. If anything, I'm like, that's really clever and lucky that that guy has a child that he can just be like, hey, buddy, hug this blanket. Like,
well, like it's also almost how like life imitates art and stuff like that. Like which started first, the game idea, and it's just like, oh, I have a kid, or watching the kid gave him the idea for like, oh, let's make this game.
Yeah.
Well, it already exists. Well, let's remake it.
Yeah.
You go to the corporate executives, they're just like, oh, it already exists. Do a remake of this. That's happened numerous times where someone will be like, oh, I have this idea, and pitches it to this company. It's just like, oh, I see what you're going for.
it's similar to this.
It's similar to this. Just make another one of these.
Yeah.
And here's $4 million.
The only thing that is slightly uncomfortable thinking that like this man based this whole like premise off of his small son is how easily Boyd dies and how like gruesomely he dies.
Child.
Like he just like falls and he tumbles. Like he tumbles down and just like collapses. And I'm like, okay, so did he ask his son like, all right, bud, we're gonna play dead today? Like, I need you to tip over.
He's like
you're
a cat, though. He always lands on his feet.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he just fell and just like splat?
Yeah, just like annihilated.
Didn't land on his feet just when he dies, just plop.
Several compound fractures.
There is a video I watch, and this is going to get really graphic, but I saw someone fall off a scaffold, and I could hear the bones scatter.
Oh, no.
Like, it sounded like a bunch of, like, dominoes. So, like, he smacked, and then I just heard, and I was like, ugh!
Yeah. I can't do those types of videos. I know they have their, like, their niche and their popularity.
It's just rabbit holes that I find myself in. Like, starting from something simple, like a bicyclist getting hit by a car, to something more complex to where, like, dumb bitch is just like, oh, look, an anaconda. Ah!
Oh, my God. That video makes me mad. I'm like, what did you think was going to happen?
And then you just go recommended video, and you suddenly you find yourself
this, like,
with, like,
hole.
a construction worker in, like, Pakistan or whatever, falling off a scaffold.
Oh.
And just smack. Or that guy that, like, stuck the... Like, you got very mad when I watched that. He, like, stuck the landing but fell off the cliff.
Oh.
And it was, like, recorded on, like, someone's cell phone.
Well, those videos just in general make me a little upset because I think, like, okay, what if that was me and, like, my family and friends are grieving and they're upset that, like, I just died.
Yeah.
and then someone releases a video of it online, and millions of people are laughing at me or commenting or being really mean or calling me names, and like I just fucking died.
Right.
Like it just doesn't seem right to me. Or vice versa. Like if that was my family member, I wouldn't want people watching their last moments. Like that's just a very I don't know. It's a very sensitive like moment in time, and I just think it's wrong to want to watch it.
Gotcha. It's just an animal curiosity for me. I'm just like, no way, they won't actually show it. And then when they do, I'm just like, they showed it. Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I think too,
and
though,
it
like
becomes a rabbit hole. There's one of this woman like doing a selfie, and she backs up over the ledge.
Yeah. I think there is the like the gruesome curiosity that most people have. Just like when someone is like, oh, you know, my so-and-so passed away. Like the first thought most people have is how.
Yeah.
What happened? But it's like through my experiences, I've had a bit more of a graphic upbringing. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen my fair share, and I just don't have the interest anymore. Like I've seen it. The curiosity's gone.
Gotcha.
So I think it's just a matter of like the experience.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, sorry to take you down that bleak road.
That's all right.
But it's okay because we're in like the bleak level. Because the forest looks like it's dying.
Yeah, but kind of going back, I do think it's really awesome that he was able to utilize his son to like get the movements and everything. I think that that's really cool.
I bet there's something up here.
Treasure chest. Don't smack your head.
I hope I can go through it. Yay.
Blob. Hey. He's like, how am I supposed to get up there?
He becomes a balloon, remember? Blob. Now we'll just ride this down. Yeah. Level complete.
Yay.
Alrighty, we're just about done with the first world. But there's one more obstacle left. A boy and his blob has a little something special at the end that most games have.
Oh, that most games have.
I was building it up. Boss battles.
Oh, it's a cobra.
Yeah, big old cobra. When it comes to snake bosses, 9 chances out of 10, it's always a cobra. I think it's just the most visually pleasing.
Well, I think it's also, you know it's a cobra because it has the fan.
Yeah.
Whereas like other snakes, they need like scale pattern, or you need some sort of in-depth knowledge of reptiles to know what it is. Whereas like most people know that's a cobra.
Yeah. All right, so let's see here. So let's try this again. Boy cannot touch him.
Don't touch him, boy. Oh, so he can't go past Blob.
He like smacked his head off it when he lunged, I guess. Because I was thinking either that or a ball. But I have no ball, so I said, okay, guess I gotta use the anvil.
I would just be careful because there's the like...
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
So hang on. All right. Good. Ooh, okay, you can only walk on like...
Okay, but he didn't die. That's
No,
good.
That is good. All right. I think I have to get him to strike the electric. Come here, little guy. All right.
Oh.
Whoop. Okay.
Well, at least that doesn't like electrocute you as it swings.
All right, buddy. What are you up to now? Snaky snake. Okay. Hole. Let's make a hole.
Oh, you can see his shadow.
Yeah. So I think I gotta like make a hole over his shadow. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Ah, no.
Blob was like, hey, after all I've done for you.
You dropped a snake on me. I think I did this gag before, but like in the jungle, pythons will
fall out of
relax
trees.
And they'll fall out of trees. Oh, okay. I think I just beat him because he fell into the water. And like water like insta-kills these guys.
Almost.
So there we go.
He's trying.
Nope, he's done.
Yay.
We beat the first boss. So yeah, at the end of each
I
world,
can't-
we're gonna have a boss battle.
I can't imagine being like a visitor in the rainforest, like seeing it for the first time and just being in awe of like the size and the beauty and like the atmosphere and then just being like smacked in the body by a snake falling from the sky. Like,
the problem is like, oh, okay.
oh,
Well, this is neat.
this is a cutscene.
No, I'm playing this. I guess we're moving to the city now.
Oh,
World 2.
the bird's like, sup?
No, the bird's more like, World 2, World 2, you made it to World 2, we'll go World 2. Okay, so we went from the tree house to the house.
Huh.
All right, so I think this is a good place to stop. And in the next part, World 2.
World 2. Ha! World Toodles!
I love you.
I love you too.
World Toodles.